Hi everyone, I'm Gabby. I'm here at FIT with Carolyn, discussing study abroad, breaking down everything from application costs to the application process and what it's even like studying abroad. Caroline, please tell us something about yourself, your major, when you graduate, and what program you attended.
Right, so I'm Carolyn. I'm an FBM major. I grew up in San Diego, California, and my anticipated graduation date is this August because
So
I saved
exciting.
one more study abroad opportunity for this summer.
So what program did you attend?
Oh, so I did a semester-long program last spring, and I went to Amsterdam. It was an exchange program, so it lasted the whole spring semester. And this anticipated one is a short-term program, which only lasts 3 weeks.
So how did you hear about these study abroad programs?
Oh, so funny enough, I do work in the office, so it's been on my radar since my first year at FIT, which is when I started working in the
Right.
office. And once I was eligible to study abroad in my upper division, I had a meeting with all of the coordinators to really lay out my plan of studying abroad and then solidify a location. And once I did that, I worked more closely with the coordinator for that part of the world, which is Kathleen, as she's in charge of the Americas, Europe except Italy and the UK. So I worked closely with her to still weigh my options and then still learn about the program and ask her all the questions that I wanted to while I was working.
Well, that's perfect because we spoke with Kathleen earlier this week in the Study Abroad office, and she definitely helps students go through the entire process. She'll be popping up throughout the interview to give her expertise and her little bit of advice.
Lovely.
Can you walk us through the application process for you and if it was pretty manageable or if it was intimidating?
Right. So for me, I would say it was fairly manageable. I mean, I answer student questions all day, so I
Yeah.
feel like I knew it before I did it. And it was a quick motivational statement, so I got to really go in about why I wanted to study abroad. And then I asked two professors to fill out the recommendation portion of the application.
Right.
I filled out like personal info and then also academic info such as like my GPA, academic standing, important information like that. And then I listed the program that I wanted to go on, but then also a backup just in case I changed my mind or the program filled up or any sort of scenario like that. So I put two options, but Amsterdam was my number one. So.
Well, Kathleen has something to say about the topic as well.
For your actual application, it's pretty simple and straightforward. It shouldn't take, more than 45 minutes. Typically, 3.0 is like the minimum GPA, but I would say the only major who's like hard strict with that is FBM. Then you need 2 recommendations, and it's just email addresses of the faculty members that you want to be your references for the program, and it's just a form that they're going to fill out about you, and then a brief motivational statement, which don't overthink, just like let us know why you're excited to go abroad.
Well, aside from the application process, I know a lot of students worry about the cost. Do you guys care about cost at all? Tell us about how studying abroad was different from studying from NYC on a financial standpoint.
Right. So when weighing my cost, I kind of had in my head that New York is just always going to be the expensive one. And so I was like, might as well spend my money having a different experience. So I researched Amsterdam and I found out that it kind of has like the same financial standing as in like spending wise as New York. The main difference for me that I found was the housing, which New York housing, I was gonna score anywhere. So for that, I went through the university to find housing. So I was in like an international student housing, thing. And I was surprised because I only paid 800 euros a month, which equates to like maybe $830. Don't quote me on that. But I was like, wow, this is really interesting. But of course, you have to weigh depending on the country that you go to, the program that you go on, because it depends sometimes on the program. I went on an exchange, so I paid FIT tuition.
Right.
And then if you go on a semester program, you could at times pay the school's tuition, which sometimes is less expensive than FIT, especially if you're an out-of-state student. So I would say jump on that opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm sure like scholarships really help with that as well.
Yeah, scholarships help a lot. I know the Study Abroad office has many awards. Me and that me and that page, the study, paying for study abroad page, were like this. I spent so much time on there looking at my eligibility, requirements, deadlines, and yeah, so we do offer some.
Yeah, let's see what Kathleen has to say about scholarships.
The essay that if you wanted to apply for a scholarship is the essay that you should spend a lot of time focusing on, but you're not required to apply for a scholarship. We do offer quite a few, anywhere from $1,000 to $7,500, and even for semester and year-long programs up to $10,000. So, but really that's the application, and that's it.
But now really, let's get into the fun stuff. What were your favorite moments and highlights from study abroad?
Right, so I had many like moments that I'm gonna like cherish forever, and some of them are more simple, like sitting by the canal and just like taking in, I would say, like the Amsterdam air, which compares from like the New York air.
I can imagine.
Just kind of thinking like, wow, this is where I'm at right now. I'm doing this. And then bigger moments such as celebrating big holidays in the country. So King's Day is a huge one in the Netherlands. Everyone dresses up in orange to celebrate the king's birthday on April 27th. And it's a whole day spent outside in orange, with like the canals are flooded with boats and like people painted in orange, and there's DJs in the street. Like, it was very interesting to experience that holiday. I would compare it, I guess, to like the 4th of July, but I feel like they go way more extreme.
Yeah, 4th of July, they were orange.
Yeah, it's orange. But yeah, things like that I got to experience that I don't get to experience now in my everyday life is something that I do like carry with me and take a bunch of pictures on my phone.
Well, I'm glad you had a great time.
Yep.
And also, did it really change a lot of your perspective on your major and like what you wanted to do professionally outside of FIT?
Right. So when people say that like study abroad like changed their lives, typically people are like, you're so annoying. But for me, it changed my life, and I'm gonna be that annoying person because I did come back to FIT and I did an independent magazine program. So we got to work on like a fashion magazine for the whole semester. And I came back to FIT and I was like, I want to go into publishing. Like, I want to go into magazine creation. It really got to mix my passion of like creativity with something more technical. So I was in like labs and touching paper, but then also like writing about fashion and going to these fashion shoots. And I was like, wait, I could really have it all, can't I? And I really got to experience that in Amsterdam. So now I'm here back in New York, and FBM like helped me also build that foundation. So it's something that I want to pursue. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. I just wanted to say, like, that sounds so exciting. And I know you mentioned the magazine, but what other opportunities did study abroad really like bring that New York couldn't have provided for you personally?
Right. So magazine, me sitting outside, like aside, the people. I built such strong connections with people and my classmates who my program consisted of half Dutch, half international students. I was one of the international students, obviously. And funny enough, I was one of the 3 Americans there, as in like 1 Canadian and 2 US Americans. And so to build those connections, and I know New York is like a melting pot of culture as well, but to have a more intimate, I would say, like experience working alongside people with all of these all these different backgrounds and cultures was something that I haven't been able to replicate here in New York. I mean, my closest friend that I met there, she's from Hungary, and then I met this girl from Slovakia, and we connected over like our childhood. And that's something that I'm like, wow, of course, like I'm in Amsterdam talking to someone from Slovakia, like what's going on? So yeah, that's something that has been different, yeah.
That sounds so awesome. And just like another question, aside from the opportunities that it provided you, did it push you out of your comfort zone, and did it really like help you get out of your shell, if that makes sense?
Right, so like I mentioned before, being like one of the only 3 from the west side of the world, it definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. It was a program that didn't have as much like hand-holding necessarily. I mean, there were no like FIT professors or people from FIT around me besides one other person. So I really had to go in there like kind of being open to anything.
Yeah.
And I came out of that experience obviously a lot a lot wiser actually, because I got to meet so many people and just kind of build those relationships and have these conflicts, but then like
And do it alone.
do it alone. Yes, like coming from like a fashion forward city like New York, and then having to kind of battle that like Scandinavian style, and it's like urban versus Scandinavian, but then I'm like, oh, but Scandinavian's kind of fire. So it's just all of these different things where you have to have an open mind and like an open perspective, I would say. Pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me like a better team player, actually. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know a lot of people want to study abroad and they struggle in figuring out where they want to go. So for anyone watching and thinking that they want to go abroad and they don't know where to go, Kathleen has some advice for us.
We have programs pretty much on all the continents and every country. We do have a lot of students who really like going to Italy because we have our residential programs there. The UK and France are like the next couple most popular. We are the biggest sender in the SUNY system, so we're pretty proud of that here at FIT.
Now, what advice would you have for someone who really wants to go study abroad but has a little bit of, you know,
Like
hesitation to
right.
go?
Without being like too direct and like too forward, I would say just do it. And it's just, you really have to think like, when else is this opportunity going to arise where you don't have so much responsibility as like possibly family and kids, possibly, or like a big job that you have to take sick days for or vacation days. Right now you're a student and you have this opportunity to go learn. Like that's what you're doing, you're learning, whether that's about like your major or about the world. Like you're learning and you're taking this opportunity to go and do that. So why not? Sometimes, yes, it could be a financial situation. It could be that connection that you have to your home, to your family. But those things will always be factors, whether you're a student, whether you're an adult. So you should do it now while all of your joints work. And yeah, you can have fun and really build these connections. Just do it.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your personal insight. So if you're thinking about studying abroad and you're unsure, definitely give the Study Abroad office a go. It's in building B119. They'll give you a walkthrough through everything you have to know, give you insight on application processes and the costs, and really just help you get more comfortable with the idea of studying abroad. Thank you, Caroline and Kathleen for joining us. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to Kathleen. Have a
I would say my best piece of advice is go into it with flexibility, thinking about, you know, you may want to go to a particular destination, but if your major only, you know, allows for like one particular program for a semester, don't discount it just because it wasn't what you were hoping to necessarily do. A lot of the benefits that you get out of study abroad are not necessarily location dependent. It's about like the experience and like pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and that kind of thing. And then that flexibility also applies like once you get on the ground there too. You know, as much as study abroad, like the study abroad office wants to help and make things as easy and seamless as possible, like part of the learning experience is like it's the hiccups that you're going to encounter. It's navigating challenges when you're far away from your parents that can't pick up a phone also that can, you know, try to fix things for you. When employers talk about like, you know, the soft skills that they love seeing from study abroad students or like students that have worked abroad, those soft skills of adaptability, flexibility, and all of that, that is, if you go into it knowing that you're going to have challenges, it'll make it a more, you know, successful experience. And